Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. So we're going to get into in a minute into the topic of the video. Something doesn't add up here, okay? We're going to talk about that in a minute. Oh, look at that, I got more capstones too. I didn't even realize that. I had extra. I just bought those 30 and put them in today, and I had extra ones. I forgot I had extra ones. Well, that's alright. For the next bed, they'll go in there. So what I'm going to do first before we talk about this topic, because I think this is an important topic, and I want to share it with you guys. So it was very, very hot in here, and so I opened up a couple of the windows, and even with the windows open, it is still almost 80 degrees in here, with the humidity being about 20%. I have to water yet today. I have not watered, but you can see everything looks good over there. It's all doing very, very well. So that's a good sign, very good sign. So, all right, let's get into the topic of this video. So, talk about the Army officer, right? Down, I can't remember where exactly it happened, and they pepper sprayed him and pulled him out of the car and stuff like that. So, watched the video, thought about it, was looking at it, and I'm like, man, something doesn't add up. Something's not adding up. Something's not right. And then like a lightning bolt, it hit me. And I want to see any of my other fellow ex-military folks notice the same thing. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but this supposed, and I say supposed because I don't even believe he was a real Army officer, and I will tell you why in a moment. I noticed and I said, wait a minute, that's interesting. In the military, guys, I was in the military, as you know, in the Army. We were allowed to have a mustache, and a mustache only. It had to be to the corner of your mouth only, okay? And you couldn't have a full bushy mustache. It had to be very trimmed and very neat and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but that Army officer, who's also in the Army, okay, had a soul patch working right here. He also had a little bit of chin hair down here, okay? If he was truly an Army officer, he would not have that facial hair. There is no excuse. There's nothing that I have seen in my military time or ever since where they say, oh, you know what, go ahead, have a soul patch right here and have hair on your chin. Doesn't happen. Does not happen. We do not have facial hair in the military other than a mustache, and it has to be a very neatly trimmed mustache. Did anybody else notice this? So my question is, and somebody else brought something else up today in chat, and I want to discuss this as well because, again, doesn't add up. So you have that situation that happened, and he gets pepper sprayed and pulled out of the car, and then they let him go and all this type of stuff and everything like that, right? And there's all the body cam footage, and it's been released, and oh my God, another situation where you have a white cop doing something bad to a black person, right? Well, he's black and Hispanic, all right? But again, doesn't add up. So my question, and this is a question, this is not me saying, yes, this is what it was it staged? That's my question. Is this gentleman really an Army officer? And if he is an Army officer, what is he doing with facial hair? Because that's not allowed, okay? The other important thing that was brought up, and I saw this in the chat today as well, the person said they did not even believe that Floyd was dead. Because if you remember the casket that they paraded around and did the big show of the gold casket, right? Wasn't big enough for him. It was a smaller casket, and Floyd was a big man. So how did he fit in that? Did they roll his legs up? Okay, again, not open casket, which absolutely 100% it would have been an open casket. And, I mean, you could obviously fabricate that if you wanted to, but that casket was definitely not large enough for a man the size of Floyd. He was a big man, okay? So, again, these are things, these are questions, ponderances, things to think about. And I want to hear your guys' feedback on these things because I think this is really, really important. Really important. Hella's looking at me like, who are you talking to? I know, who am I talking to? So, but yes, so these are things that I think that are very, very interesting. And I definitely, guys, I want to hear your feedback, especially my military folks. Now, I know that if you are in the Navy or in the Air Force and you are stationed in Antarctica, a good example. My stepfather, father-in-law, or should say ex-father-in-law, how's that? Even better. He was stationed in Antarctica, and they were allowed to grow their beards while they were on the island, and they did a 6-month assignment there. And when they come off the island, before they could leave the island, they had to shave. All right, because no beards are allowed in the military, right? Except that's the only exception that I've ever seen was in Antarctica, that if you were there and you were doing a 6-month assignment on Antarctica, you were able to grow your beard while you were there and stuff like that. And so that's what he did. He had his beard when he was in there. And then as soon as he was leaving the island, they had to shave the beard off. So, Army officer, facial hair like that, no. Don't believe it. Don't believe it for a second. So again, what is the truth? What is a lie? How deep does the manipulation go? Just something to think about, okay? Makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you think. Are we having staged events? Again, another thing that I would bring up, guys, and all of a sudden, we have this rash of random shootings going on around all over the place. It's just all of a sudden it's crazy, right? Is that fitting into an agenda? You have to think about these things. Are people being, manipulated, programmed, or who knows what to do these events? Hard to say. Hard to say. Why would, and I want you to think about this. Once you are flagged, like this young man in Indianapolis, once you are flagged and you've been investigated by the FBI and I think it was FBI that had investigated him. If he had tried to purchase a weapon and they did a background check, I guarantee you that red flag would have come up and he would not have been able to buy that weapon because he bought 2, and they said he bought 2 legally. So it doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense either. There's no way, especially after they took a weapon away from him because they deemed him to be a danger to himself and others, right? That he was able to go back later on and legally purchase 2 more. Doesn't make sense. None of it adds up. See what I'm saying here? So, again, let's put our thinking caps on. And I'm not doing any kind of conspiracy theory thing. This is not what this is about. This is about what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Your eyes are going to deceive you, because when I saw the video initially, I was like, look at these 2 nuts. They were like standing up. But here, I'll turn this around so you guys can see. But yeah, this is definitely something, like I said, I don't do conspiracy theory stuff, but when something doesn't add up, it doesn't add up. And this doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. So it's something that I want you guys to think about, okay? So real important, real important. And so that's where we're at with that. I definitely want to hear your guys' feedback. What do you think about these different events? Does some of these things make sense to you, or do they not make sense to you? Okay, it doesn't make sense to me that once the person is completely stopped struggling at all and is no longer moving at all, that the police officer would continue to have the knee on the neck. Does that make sense? It doesn't, does it? It doesn't add up. Something's not adding up. So again, are we being manipulated? Are we being played? Those are things to think about. So here these 2 are going crazy, playing, having a good old time. And there's the boss, just sitting there, chilling, doing her thing. Very funny. Are you the boss? Huh? They just have a good time. So anyway, once again, please, I definitely want to hear all of your feedbacks. Ruth, who had made a comment, okay? I definitely want to hear what you have to say. Does that make sense to you, okay? And so I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. So, now she's going to get involved. So anyway, guys, something to think about. I'm going to be doing a review too today on a flashlight, so I'm going to throw that up a little bit later. So I definitely want to hear your feedback on that one as well. So we will definitely do that later as well. So this video will go up, and then I'll throw up another video. Maybe I'll throw up the other video first and save this one for last, because I think this one is going to be a very interesting video, and I definitely want to hear your guys' feedback on it, okay? So anyway, I'm going to jump off of here for now. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day again. So this time I do have the date right. It is the 19th. It is Monday, April 19th, 2021. Sorry for the confusion earlier. It does happen. So, anyway, I will see you all later. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Remember, we are all in this together. That is important. It's also important to remember we are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can realize that and figure that out, we're going to be in much better shape and realize who our true enemies are, okay? Also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. It is one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you were trying to do, whatever you were trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine, okay? I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great day. I love when I can do a video that's going to make you guys think. That's fun. All right, I'll see you. Bye.